I'm not kidding this time. I really found it. Paradise. I found it. It's this place called Marin, Headlands. This is a lesson that I need to be taught every day. I need to remind myself of. If you are considering starting your own business, advancing in life, progressing, getting better in relationships, fitness, in the body, this one habit must be with you. I'm going to share a story with you, so stay tuned. This is Gavin Mehl coming at you. It's called the habit of initiative and leadership. Let me define initiative for you guys. Initiative is doing something that ought to be done without being told to do it. It's the idea of eliminating the habit of procrastination and substituting it with the habit of action in its place. Say that again. Back during the turn of the century, a young man was a laborer working in the steel mills. No college degree, no high school degree, no connections, an absolute nobody, but he had a job at a very large company called Carnegie Steel. As a laborer, he didn't really stand out much other than he had a good attitude. He started doing what ought to be done when nobody had told him to do it, and practicing this habit of taking the initiative, doing little things here and then, maybe staying an extra hour, doing something before the boss had to tell him to do it. And he started being known as the guy who would be taking initiative. Give you a story. So he got promoted. He ended up being promoted. Now he's like a floor manager, and he's overseeing different people, like different divisions of the company. Every night he would do a challenge to the floor man. They'd come into the steel factory and he'd write a number on the floor. Let's say the number 2. The next morning, the guys would come in and say they see number 2 on the floor. What the hell does that mean? They don't know. The guys the next day start and they say, why is there a 2? And we'll say, hey, that's what production was. You want to beat it? They put 3. The next day, the guys put 4. They beat production. The next day, the new guys come in and they put 5. Production's going up as he's doing these simple little habits of taking the initiative without being told to do it. He ends up becoming the first $1 million man, being paid $1 million per year on a salary for a job worth about $30,000 a year. And he was paid so much for this because he was absolutely he could not be replaced. Andrew Carnegie could not do without him. He had to pay him $1 million a year, not because he asked for that, but because he needed him that bad. His attitude was so infectious, and his spirit of initiative and influence. Charles Schwab was his name. Very famous name. Very famous man. The habit of initiative and leadership is something that I must drill into myself every day and be reminded of, because it's not something that I was born with. Nobody was born with it. Neither were you. We've all experienced the deadly habit of procrastination, of not doing something when it should have been done. What does that get you? Gets you behind. It affects you. Your relationships suffer. It puts stress on you. It can affect your health because of the stress. You didn't do something that was supposed to be done. Now you forgot to do it. Eliminate the habit of procrastination and substitute it with a habit of action in its place. So in the 1950s, when Napoleon Hill was ready to retire, his life's work was commemorized by meeting W. Clement Stone. W. Clement Stone got a copy of his book, Think and Grow Rich, in 1937, and he applied all of the principles in Think and Grow Rich, from being a simple common man, an everyday person, to becoming a billionaire. W. Clement Stone became a billionaire, and he lived the dream. And Napoleon Hill ended up teaming up with him in the 1950s. They shot a bunch of videos together. And W. Clement Stone was the pioneer of this movement of initiative, because his quote, and my dad worked for him, and my dad to this day uses this line, and it's like, do it now. W. Clement Stone would say, do it now. When you got something to do, you stop what you're doing and you do it now. Not later, just do it. Do it now and move on. It feels so good because you're free, your desk is clear, and your items are done. I needed to hear this lesson. And maybe you did too. That's why I'm getting this video out there for you. This is Gavin Mehl. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you like this video, hit the like button. Leave a comment below with your thoughts on procrastination. It's the deadliest habit around. Eliminating procrastination, substituting with habit of action in its place. I'm going to put two end videos here that are great talks I've done on this subject in the past. And they're very impactful. Will help change your life for the better and leave a legacy for your family name. All right, so check them out. Done. All right, well, here's a better idea for you so you can see where exactly I am in the world, okay? We're in Headlands over there, but here's a real view from the top. Woo! Right on down to the city by the bay. Wait a second. Or is that paradise?